Hello everyone, in today's video we're going to be taking a look at this Fujitsu laptop. I've always struggled to pronounce that. And this is the Esprimo V5535 model. Now I bought this off eBay for a reasonable price, and now let's go and take a look at it. So, well, we've got the original charger there, which appears to be in relatively good condition. Not sure why there's a rubber band around it though, but we'll investigate that later on. And that's the side. Here is the juicy bits, the actual laptop itself, and some drivers by the looks of things as well. Let's just find where I put my scissors. One moment. Here we go. I believe there's the same thing on the other side. There we are. And we have got the discs here. That one is for XP Professional Service Pack 2. Oh, and that one's Windows Vista Business Service Pack 1. That should be interesting. And we've got the drivers and utilities for both of them there. Sorry about the lighting if it's slightly difficult to see the discs in that. Right. Here is the good bit. It's a really exciting bit that we've all been looking forward to. Here is that laptop, and it appears to be in very good condition. I'm going to get rid of the boxes and then the fun will begin. Now, before I do anything and plug it in, let's do the usual thing where I go around and take a look at all the ports it's got. Now obviously we've got the air vent and got the charge port there, VGA I think, and Ethernet, and that one is a PCI Express card slot. Around the other side, ooh, we've got 3 USB ports, that's unusual, and an optical drive, and something else with a K in a box or something. But that's that out of the way. Let's have a look at the keyboard as well. Right, so it appears to be in very good condition actually. It reminds me of an old Samsung laptop that I've got. So if I zoom in, you'll be able to see down there, hopefully if it focuses, which it probably won't, but you'll be able to see the Windows Vista logo anyway. Intel Celeron, rather good. And a keyboard that is in very good condition, at least it appears to be anyway. So let's power this thing on now. I'll just quickly connect the charge cable. So now it comes to the moment of truth. Will it boot up or not? Well, the green light on the battery is there, so I presume that means it's actually got full charge. Although I didn't, I don't know if the battery works in this. I think they said it does, which is a good thing. Very rare to see a laptop of this era with a working battery anyway. So let's just power it up and see if it works. Looks very similar to a Samsung laptop that I've got of this era as well, with that boot screen anyway. Resuming Windows. Oh, this is interesting. And it has new user locked. Ah, that is good. And that is exactly... I like what he's done actually, because the person I bought this off had it on this exact screen, and all he's done is put on hibernate mode, and it's just come straight back up onto this screen again. Right, well, we've got some system information anyway, so you can have a more detailed look. And as you can probably see there, I don't want it to get a bit too blurry, there we are. It's got a Intel Celeron CPU, clocked in at 2 GHz, it's got 2 gigs of RAM, standard VGA graphics adapter. I'm sure there's more interesting stuff to that though. And it appears to work just fine. Got a nice background as well. It's what I've always admired about Windows Vista. It probably wasn't the best system Microsoft ever released, but it did look nice anyway. Yeah, so it looks rather interesting. Windows security alerts, yeah. Very nostalgic looking at a system like this anyway. Now obviously this is all very fine and well, but let's run a few tests on this. I mean, down here it says 99% available, plugged in, charging, and for the moment of truth, does the battery work? If it goes off, it doesn't. How about that? Working battery on a Windows Vista system. That is odd, and also slightly worrying, because it probably means that it's got a weird replacement battery as well. Although it could actually mean that it's got a decent battery to begin with. 99% remaining, an hour and 31 minutes. You know, that is not bad, as it says down there. I was expecting that to be one of these, well, I don't think you can see it there, can you? Definitely can't see that now, actually. But yeah, an hour and 31 minutes on battery charge, that's not bad at all. But one thing that I am going to do is I'm going to reinstall either Windows XP or Windows Vista on this machine. And, well, see what it's like. Well, no, I mean, I'll reinstall Windows just in case there's any viruses on it or anything like that. I don't think there is, but not worth the risk. Right, so I was originally considering putting Windows XP on this machine, but I've decided to put XP to one side today simply because I have lots of fun examples of XP era computing. Now this has got a Windows sticker on it, Windows Vista sticker on the machine, and it is a Windows Vista era computer. So I want it to be a fine example of that era of computing, because it is the only stable Windows Vista system that I have, because the Samsung laptop that I mentioned earlier on, that hasn't got an optical drive because it messed up the boot menu, and well, that's a long story, and it has a failing hard drive. So oh, and the fan doesn't actually work, so it overheats if you have it on for more than 2.5 minutes. So that's fun. And this one isn't overheating, and I've got the Windows Vista disk for it, so I might as well reinstall Windows Vista on this computer. And, well, you may be wondering why I'm going to reinstall it. It's mainly for security reasons, just in case there's a virus on this machine. I just want to be sure that it is okay. So I'll do all that, and then test out the hardware, really, make sure the keyboard works and everything. So let's get on with it. Right, so I believe it's actually starting into the Windows setup mode now. Oh gosh, I have had so many problems with getting this to install. I mean, if it wasn't for the actual internal optical drive not working, then it was the external optical drive playing up with a slightly faulty connection. But I believe it is now in its installation. Yes, it is. It's in the installation mode. Funny actually, that wallpaper reminds me of a wallpaper that was in a Windows Longhorn build. Now, Windows Longhorn was the code name for Windows Vista, and it looks like a sort of adapted pre-reset wallpaper, which is rather interesting. Now, as you can see, it is expanding files. It's already copied everything over, so I reckon, well, I'm not going to obviously do it, but I reckon it would even be okay if I pulled the external optical drive out, although, as I say, I'm not going to do that, just in case. So let's just speed up the video now and wait for it to install. Right, well, the installation has now completed, so let's type a username. This will be a good chance to see if the keyboard works properly. Oh, hang on. Yeah, no. So I'll just leave it a retro technology rather than retro technology showcase. Now, obviously that proves that most of the keys work. I won't bother typing a password because there's no point. Let's go with the standard Windows Vista one. And ask me later. GMT. Thank you. Right, so it's now loaded to the desktop. As you can see, the resolution is terrible, but won't worry about that too much because I'm going to install all the drivers in a minute. So I believe that basically brings it to the end of this video. I'll quickly install the drivers and then I'll show you what it looks like after that, because at the moment it doesn't look too good, and then I'll get right back to you. Okay, so it's now at the desktop again, and I must say it does now look a lot better than it did before I reinstalled it. So we actually have a full complement of drivers on here now. So still knows that it's got an Intel Celeron processor. Got a bit more information. It's 550 series, clocked in at 2 GHz, 2 gigs of RAM. Not sure. I think that's DDR2 RAM. And SIS Mirage 3 graphics. Well, at least it knows what it is now. And I believe that's basically it, really. One thing I do quickly want to find out. That is what I wanted to see. Now, it's still got 110 gigs there. Now, before I obviously reinstalled this, it did say 110 gigs. I was worried that it, for some reason, wanted to do a dual boot, but it hasn't done that. So that's good anyway. And I believe that basically rounds it up for this video now. I'll probably connect it to the internet just so it can install some drivers, so it can install the existing Windows updates for stability mainly. And well, yeah, that brings me to the end of this video. So I do hope you all enjoyed watching this, and I'll probably be using this laptop for demonstrating things in the future, like Linux systems that are good for old hardware and things like that, really. So, as I say, that brings it to the end of this video, and the Windows XP box copy will have to wait until next week when another laptop is arriving. So that is basically it. As I said once again, I do hope you all enjoyed this, and if you want to support my channel, you can do so not by giving it any money, but by simply subscribing to it, as that gives me some more motivation to make new videos, basically. And as I say, that's about it. So until the next video, I hope you all enjoy the rest of your day, or your evening, or your morning, and goodbye.